I think there's no doubt that funding and the sustainability of funding is one of the big challenges for an estate like this. We have a wonderful asset base, but it requires and will continue to require significant capital investment. And that's not easy in this climate. I mean, we have pressure on our funding from central government, and the availability of philanthropic funding is not growing. You know, the experts tell me that there are no more, there's been no significant growth in philanthropy. But that said, we've enjoyed significant both public and philanthropic support in our campaign for the Painted Hall. So we had more than £3 million from the Heritage Lottery Fund, and we are on track to raise close to £10 million from either high net worth individuals, family trusts, foundations, and there has been an aspect of crowdfunding, and we did get the crowd behind part of our campaign to restore a gilded arch in the hall, but it's not yet a significant part of the funding mix, I would say, at this stage. But I think it's been a good learning for us, and I think, you know, for me the crowd is as much about gathering the support and the advocacy for the project as it is about raising the money. I don't think I've got an easy answer to where's the capital going to come from. We're going to need tens of millions of pounds to bring the whole of this estate into use. We are pretty confident in terms of our ability to generate funds ourselves. At the moment, about I would say 80% of our income is generated through the estate itself, whether that's from rent or commercial activity, and we see that growing, so we have a degree of self-reliance there. But beyond that, I think we're going to have to be pretty entrepreneurial and take opportunities when they come. I'm a big believer in, you know, building partnerships around opportunities. We've got fantastic partners on site. I couldn't be more delighted with the fact that we've got, you know, a first-class university here. We've got, you know, a world-class music and dance conservatoire at Trinity Laban. So I think we've got the seeds of, you know, fantastic collaboration, that whether you're a heritage funder or a place-making funder or a regeneration funder, or you're a family, you know, wealth foundation, I think there's something here that you'd find has an attraction to support. So I'm optimistic about the funding.
And what is your fresh campaign for tourism? Because Greenwich attracts millions and millions every year. It's almost a done deal, isn't it? And I know, for instance, you might compare, you studied at Trinity, didn't you, in Dublin? Yes. You might compare that tourism offer with Greenwich. People are very interested in nipping over to Dublin, aren't they? Yeah. So I suppose you're competing with all these different cities, aren't you?
Yes. I mean, I would argue that I think Greenwich is still a bit of a secret. You know, I mean, to keep it real, like, we do enjoy 19 million visits a year, and there's no doubt the economic contribution that makes. But I, you know, personally have been surprised at actually what is here set against perhaps what I imagined would be here before I came to work here. I think that there's a lot more that we need to do to tell the story of contemporary Greenwich, because I've been impressed since I got here at what is happening, you know, and there is, to my mind, a domestic and in fact a hyper-local visitor, not just an international visitor, that we need to appeal to. And whether it's, you know, local artistic and creative communities, you know, we've got a wonderful culture of festivals here, we've got very interesting markets economy, you know, street markets, Greenwich market. So I think that we're more than just the big set pieces, and that's not to say that those are not, you know, of course that's why we enjoy World Heritage Sites and World Heritage status, and, you know, that's what puts Greenwich on the world map. But actually I think that there's a lot that we can do to reach out to London, and to, you know, this is a very accessible place, it's very connected in terms of transport, but I think for a lot of people it still feels far away and it's a bit of a day trip or, you know, a weekend experience, and I think we need to somehow break that down because it's literally 25 minutes from the centre of London. So, you know, making it somewhere that's relevant and accessible for London, that's certainly something that I want to do. I think there's a lot that we need to do regionally because, you know, I expect that we are attracting and have the potential to attract a lot more people from the southeast. So yeah, lots to do, and I think lots of secrets still to be, you know, to be revealed in Greenwich.